Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
You're
good.
good.
That was good. That was
Brown. Is it recording? All right, we're good. This is Beers, Battlestar Galactica. Here with Zack from Drake's Brewing, head of the sour program, and we're doing an awesome interview today.
Hi, Mom. I'm Zach. I'm one of the many talented people that are employed here at Drake's. I'm a brewer. I mostly focus on the barrel-aged and sours here.
Can you talk a little bit about the sour program, batch sizes, kind of what type of beers you're making, and what direction you guys are planning on heading in the near future?
The barrel program's pretty small. In the last couple of years, we've been really taking off. But we're still probably 500 oak barrels, which isn't a whole lot for a Bay Area brewery in general. And we do a lot of fun, like West Coast versions, like Americanized versions of classic Belgian sours. Mm-hmm. They're either more exaggerated fruit or more acid, or we're Drake's. We throw hops at everything, so we have a lot of hoppy sours.
I'm drinking the dry hop red rosé right now. What'd you guys dry hop it with?
Hops. Yeah, it's just traditional kind of like IPA hops, like Citra, Amarillo.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you totally get that off of the nose. So how long have you been brewing for professionally, and also we know you got a good background in home brewing as well.
So I've been with Drake's for about 4 years. I've been brewing for more or less three and a half of those. And I was a home brewer off and on for about 6 years beforehand. I used to work at More Beer around the corner. Great place to buy crap and elevate your homebrew game.
More Beer is where I mostly get all my products. It's right around the corner from Drake's. It's a cool spot to get some ingredients and then just come over to Drake's and have a cool beer and eat some food.
Tater tots.
The tots are pretty spectacular.
Like top tot.
What kind of got you into the industry? What dragged you in, and how did this craft beer industry become a spark of your life?
I had an uncle pass maybe 15 years ago, and he was a home winemaker, and I kind of inherited all of his gear. And a friend of mine that was a miner that wanted to start drinking had started home brewing, and I looked at his equipment, and I basically had the same stuff. So I started from there, and my first homebrew was a American Red. It's like 7.5%, like 90 IBUs. I had no idea what I was doing, and it's still one of my favorite beers when I think about it. Mm-hmm. But I can't drink an Imperial Red anymore. Like, that stuff's trash. Like, it should die. But yeah, the second batch of beer was really bad. And then I read a book, and then I didn't stop reading.
What book?
It was Palmer's. How to Brew.
Yep. John Palmer's.
The first chapter is just literally my whole life. Mm-hmm. Like, you're really eager to do something. Go ahead and do it. Just take good notes about what worked and what didn't work, and that's basically what we still do here.
That's awesome. So we know you love sour beers. Do you have an interest in still brewing styles that are outside of sour beers?
Yeah, we brew. I brew just about everything here. Like we brew. We're brewing 5 days a week. We're making all sorts of juice. The sugar water, the malt water from a Pilsner to a hazy IPA to a big Imperial Stout isn't really much different to the brewer's hands. It's the finished product that's a lot different. So it's the same crap, just a lot of malt than a lot of sugar water. But I really enjoy. I like the high gravity stuff we do, like the stuff that ends up 14-15% when it comes out of a bourbon or spirit barrel. Yeah. Like That takes a little bit of finesse, and though those beers you have to like think about a year, 2, 3 years down the line, like how big, what kind of malt characteristics, fermentation profile, and the oak that it's going to end up in later, and where we're going to put the oak. Is it going to be a cool place, a warm place? It's a lot of nuances that make my job interesting, and every batch of beer a little bit different.
Yeah, that's crazy. The cacao nitro that you guys have on now,
Cocoa butter kisses.
Cocoa butter
trademark.
kisses. Oh my god, unreal! That beer, it's like a 12%, 11%. It drinks like it's like a 7, and just like the body of it is lighter than the traditional kind of bold stouts that are out there. But the nitro body, the nitrogen really helps kind of balance it out and make it a real smooth, easy drinking beer.
It's my homage to an Almond Joy. I'm a fat kid at heart. I love candy bars. So that beer in particular is a bourbon barrel imperial stout that sat for at least 2 years. Jeez. We threw toasted coconut, cocoa nibs, vanilla, and then nitroed it up so it's velvet.
Yeah, it really is.
Like it's deceptively 12 and change.
It really is. So it really takes a special type of person that has a love of sour beers to really get into mixed fermentation. I think that to really dive into that category of beers, it kind of takes like a little extra special curiosity and love for the beer to really dip into the mixed side. So what kind of sparked that mixed fermentation interest that you have and you followed?
I'm kind of a nerd about different Brett strains, yeast strains, like whatever it offers. We don't do a whole lot of co-pitch mixed fermentation. Mm-hmm. We do like a primary souring with actual Brett. There's not a lot of Saccharomyces in our sours, but I have a lot of nerdy friends in this industry that are with cool ships and open top fermenters and all the cool gadgets. Yeah. And one of these days, mark my words, we'll get there.
The cool ships, man, that'll be awesome.
Yeah, about toy boats, boats and oats.
What are there any love sour beers right now that you're really enjoying on drinking?
I actually don't drink a lot of sour beer. I get kind of burned out pretty early in the day. But I'm always taken back by DeGard. DeGard, they're beautifully fruited. Mm-hmm. They're traditionally Belgian traditional turbid mash, spontaneously fermented, all in punch-in, heavily fruited. It was a mushroom one. It was really? like a moral or something like that, and it was so pretty. And their price point is super approachable too. Yeah. They're not doing anything wrong.
I saw some of their. It was the purple or the blackberry.
I couldn't drink that. It was just they hurt my. It was just too much juice. I don't really drink juice. I'm sorry, guys.
Those are the heavily fruited ones for sure.
I can appreciate that, and and their fan base loves them too. They're not doing anything wrong. Yeah. They have more delicate beers. Mm-hmm. El Apothecary is another one of those guys. So the whole that coastal Oregon scene. They just make pretty delicate stuff, and one of these days we have a pretty fun petite saison that we did a couple times, and we'll have another batch. That one's kind of like a mixed ferment. Nice. It gets a secondary Brett, but we aren't fruiting it.
Do you have your baby, your prize, that your biggest accomplishment, or a beer that you just really are super proud of that you've made?
Everything's my baby. I'm proud of all my little children. But there's a couple of beers that are really interesting that we do. We've been playing with tea a lot. We have the smoked Lapsang Sao Chung smoked tea that and our golden base, our sour blonde base, and it drinks like a whiskey, like a Scotch sour. It's just super unique. I don't know. That's a fun. Soon. I'll have it in package probably next week, and then it'll get released probably formally sometime after that.
I've seen that you guys started to put new labels on your sour beers with like some really dope art, and it really kind of sticks out when it's at the bottle shops, and you know, it really pops now. How do you feel about that?
It took a little getting used to.
Yeah.
The old labels were kind of unique,
Yeah.
like especially for barrel-aged beer, and they were more driven towards just like on-site, like to-go kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We've been growing this program kind of organically for the last couple of years, and you can't make a 7-barrel batch of bottles and expect to sell it through the tap room.
Yeah.
So it only makes sense to work with the lovely bottle shops and the lovely suppliers to get it out. And, you know, there's not a lot of people that make it to San Leandro for some reason.
Yeah.
It's a destination point, by the way, San Leandro. And we want to, just everybody to, you know, try our hard-earned stuff. Everybody knows us for 1500 DNOG IPA.
Yeah.
But the barrel-aged stuff, people are taking it back and like, they're kicking ass.
When people, so they're like the price point on sour beers, you know, they have a bigger difference than, you know, a 6-pack of IPA or 6-pack of Hef. They could come up to, you know, $15, $20. What kind of what factors influence the cost of these type of amazing sour beers?
It's really just time.
Yeah.
The malt water, before the bugs get to it, isn't that expensive. We kind of have a buggy bank, so we're not like buying a fresh pitch, but we're using our house culture. It's just really that beer sits for a year and a half or so, and we then it's heavily fruited sometimes or heavily hopped, and then manual labor. Every one of these bottles is hand cork caged and hand labeled here.
That's love.
We don't have many robots on our side. We would love robots. If anybody has a spare robot, please contact me. But yeah, and that's about the going price.
Yeah.
Like, we're still even approachable for a 500. Like,
Definitely.
it being $16 here and maybe 18 in the market.
Yeah.
That's not too terrible.
With Drake's Brewing turning 30, what are some new endeavors or some kind of possibilities are happening in the future for Drake's that you guys have really hit this 30-year market? We started 89.
We're opening up 4 more pizzerias next year. Oh, no, not really.
Oh.
It's just going to be a big-ass party, and I hope I remember most of it. The big beer we're excited about is we're bringing back the Void. And Void's a 17.5% Imperial Stout.
Holy.
And it's been aging in fun port barrels for a little over a year.
Oh, wow.
And
That's
we got into it not too long ago, and it's damn good. I hope the kids like it.
That's amazing. When you're creating a recipe for your new beers, how do you pick your new ingredients or decide what kind of style and direction that you're going with these beers?
So most of our beers, nobody even tries to taste for at least a year. So I brewed it today. It'll go in a barrel a month or 2 from now, and then a whole another calendar year, someone might actually drink it and then think about what we want to do with it. It's really hard designing beers with like that kind of forethought. But for the strong beers, that's pretty easy. We try to source really delicious barrels.
Yeah.
Our sales our product reps, for lack of a better word, or distributors, that's it, are always trying to give us the fun new malts, the fun, just kind of everything, the new hops. They want to make that buck, and they want us to keep on top of our game too.
Yeah.
And, we love them.
That's awesome.
So we're constantly retooling with what's available, what's fresh, all that stuff, and trying to pay respect to our last batch and what we had in mind initially and most of the stuff is R&D. Like, our smallest tank is a 3-barrel tank, and that's, if you think about it, for we do the brewery itself does 55,000 barrels a year. A 3-barrel batch is like nothing.
Yeah.
That's a drop in a hat.
Yeah, that's nuts. With some of your core beers, I understand Den Organizer has a pretty particular story of how that beer became what it was. Could you share some enlightenment on that
Yeah.
story.
Gentleman by the name of Roger Davis used to work here. He's now on to Faction. Go drink a beer there. It's a beautiful view.
Amazing.
But he was dry hopping a double IPA tank, and he's a huge Seinfeld fan. And he was giving it that good hop, and it, like a cap popped off, and it almost took his head off. It might have, probably didn't, but he said that almost denogonized me, and it stuck since. And it's been going for many years.
So was that like the batch wasn't done fermenting out, so there's still some kind of carbonation in there, or?
Yeah, so that's carbonation is a byproduct of fermentation. So sometimes, especially when you're adding something that's got a little CO2 in suspension, it'll volatilize, so it just released a lot of gas. And that was well before my time, so I can't speak to like what exactly happened. But yeah, that's the fable around this place, is that he almost lost an eye and it almost denogonized him.
That's nuts. All right, well, this is kind of getting to the segment of our interview. We do a fuck one, marry one, kill one. Right now, it is going to be between Bud Light or Budweiser, Pabst, and Coors. Fuck one, marry one, kill one.
So I'd no brainer. I'd kill Bud.
Easy choice.
I'd probably marry Coors, but I'd definitely fuck with PBR.
You fuck with PBR, and I was assuming that you were gonna say that.
Oh shit!
So I'm gonna have to. We're gonna have to crack one open and do a good chug.
Yeah,
Cheers to that.
Yeah, let's get this out of the way.
All right, brother.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh. Hasn't been a PBR moment for me in a while. Zach, I know you love PBR. I haven't crushed one of those in a good old time.
Well, I'll check in on you later. See how you feeling.
All right, Zach. I want to kind of get off the topic of beer and talking about that sweet chin curtain you got going on right now. How do you do this?
So this is a Lee press on. I bought it at Young's Wigs.
Yeah.
Kind of by the dealership. You get some pizza there. It's a press on. It's dry clean only, so it's dirty.
How often do you take this to the dry cleaner?
Never. It's dirty. I don't know the last time you dry cleaned anything, but it's been a minute for me.
Do you use oils or products?
I do. Bacon grease, pepperoni, pizza grease, like whatever I got.
So it's lingering
There's
with oil.
There's some sheen going on. Yeah, you got to fight away those split ends.
So we got a little gift for you. We brought some beard balm and some oil in.
All right.
This is Honest Amish. These guys are pretty killer. They make some great beard oil, and I was wondering if I could apply some.
I thought you would never ask. What have I been sitting?
Let me go dive right in, brother, and get you some beautiful, nice.
Well, it smells good.
It smells great. I have some on right now.
Oh yeah, I was wondering what was so delicious.
Yeah, it's not the beer. It's not the dry hopping. It's actually the beard oil and the wax I got. This is nice. I gotta rub it in a little bit more. You have a lot more hair than I do.
Yeah.
It feels great.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
You guys should really try this.
Yeah. So when you guys apply this onto your skin, just use glue. That's what he got. All right, Zach. So we're wrapping up the interview today. I really want to thank you for coming out or participating in this.
This is rad, huh?
Can you just look straight in the camera, tell us what you got going on, some new events, Drake's, any new beers coming up in the next few weeks, or any just cool Drake stuff that's going on, or anything, Zach, that's going on? We want to know.
So it's first day of spring, second day, whatever. But we're basically already getting ready for festival season. We got that Hop Culture event at the dealership. Hop Culture is a really fun crew that brought we're bringing some of the best West Coast breweries, and they're bringing some of their East Coast friends, and we're.
I went last year to that hop culture event.
Was there too for most of that.
They
throw a good party.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
But that's cool. Brewbies too. Brewbies every year.
Yeah.
Also with hop culture, this is at Drake's dealership in Oakland. It's going to be killer.
Yeah.
Definitely recommend going to that. It's going to be an amazing event.
I'll be there.
Yeah, he'll be there. I'll be there. It smells great. I'll use the leftovers on my chin curtain, and it really smells good.
Yeah, I'm addicted.
Beers,
Battlestar Galactica.